Hi, I am Michael Akbar, creator of Career Aikido. In the next 60 minutes, you are going to learn my exact strategy on how to get rapidly promoted or to land your dream job in 8 weeks or less, earn 20% or more without applying online. Also, throughout this presentation, I'm going to give you secret links where you can access many of the success tools that I will be talking to you today. So stick around. I promise it will be worth it. Now, I know there are all sorts of distractions all around us, but the strategies I am about to share can change your life. I don't want you to miss a single crucial step. So please make a commitment to stay focused. Close out of social media, stop checking your email, and turn off your cell phone. Multitasking is overrated. So give this training your complete attention. Now, you're probably wondering why I am qualified to teach on this topic. Here is my story. In 1985, I was hired by GE to work for them in Singapore. It was an exciting time for me. But a year into that work, we were all laid off. I had 2 weeks to find my next job in the US from halfway around the world. There was no internet, no emails, and very hard to find and connect with recruiters. Those days, I was not a US citizen, so not only did I need a new employer fast, but also I needed an employer who would sponsor me for work in the US. Of course, my other option was to be drafted in the bloodiest war in the Middle East. The fact that I am alive and talking to you today means I was able to use some unconventional ways to land my next employment all the way back in Portsmouth, Virginia. I say unconventional ways as opposed to strategies because as a young guy in his 20s, at the time, I was unaware of the science behind what I had stumbled on. But by 1995, I was working with IBM. Right in this building, 6710 Rockledge Drive in Bethesda, Maryland. I was frustrated, wanted to make a change, but didn't know what. There were not many career coaches those days, and I had a hard time finding the right job the conventional way. Finally, I left IBM to take some time and figure it out. I was not having a lot of luck. Then, out of desperation, I had my first epiphany. Why not try the same guerrilla techniques I used in Singapore that got me a job back in the US? My game plan worked again. For the next several years, I sharpened those techniques and applied them to business development and my career advancement. For example, without any formal interviews, I landed a long-term gig at the World Bank and turned it into a $2 million a year consulting business. Then, with no prior background, landed my next job in the federal contracting business. I even got myself invited to the Pentagon by no other than the Assistant Secretary of Defense. By the time I left that industry, I was making close to $400,000 a year, which in 2014 was a decent income. But by 2014, I was starting to feel that what I had learned and mastered was a calling. This was my second epiphany. So to test it, I tried it on professionals who were coming to my wife for resume services. The system was working for others as well. People who would have otherwise settled for more mediocre opportunities were now aiming higher, getting themselves in front of decision makers, and were being offered positions they would have not attempted before. Career Aikido, my framework for career success, was born. That was almost 1,000 clients ago. Today, I am going to share how this framework can help you find and land your dream job and accelerate your career advancement. But I hate to waste your time. And since I am confident in your judgment, before I get into debunking the 3 myths about career success and the exact steps to land your dream job and make an employer happy to agree to all your expectations, let's make sure this training is right for you. So who is this for? You may be wanting to land a more fill in the gaps, challenging, rewarding, maybe in harmony with your values, or whatever kind of job. You may be wanting to getting back in the workforce. You may want to change career, but not sure about your options. You kind of feel stuck. You may want to transition to or from the government and the military. You may want to accelerate your advancement with your current employer or maybe a competitor. You may be thinking, I hate my job. I'm bored with my job. I hate my boss. I'm not being recognized, appreciated, or properly compensated. I'm worried about my industry, not sure what's out there. I'm missing the right skills or experience for advancement. I don't want to work crazy hours. I want more balance. I deserve a better environment, a better pay, a better boss, better colleagues. I want to learn new skills. I want to be challenged. I want to learn X amount of money. I want to become indispensable. I want to do meaningful work that matters. You may have tried it on your own, and you may be wondering, why am I not getting calls for the job I was perfect for? Why aren't recruiters chasing me on the LinkedIn? Why was I not called back for the interview I thought I aced? Why I keep getting shortlisted but lose to the competition? Why the offers I get are not what I wished for and deserve? Why the job I accepted isn't quite what I thought it was? Or you may be wondering, why am I being passed over by other colleagues? How can I advance to the next level in my career? How can I go after the job that are not even advertised? How else can I get myself in front of more decision makers? How can I make sure they see me as the perfect candidate? How can I make them beg for me to start at the compensation I demand? Well, let me say this. If any of these apply to you, like if you are not getting interviews, it may not be the fault of your resume. If you're not getting offers, it may not be because you blew the interview. If you're not getting a promotion, it may not be necessarily because of your skills or performance. As you will learn in this training, there may be factors out of your control, and you may be struggling with forces that you need to understand and then leverage to your advantage. Now, if you're still with me, let's hear from a couple of people who have been down this road.
Michael and Catherine were right there with me every step of the way, from how to interview to how to negotiate. I learned more about how to work LinkedIn to my advantage. When I was shopping for career coaching, I looked all over the US and finally decided to use Your Edge for Success. Looking back, it was definitely the right decision.
During the career strategy sessions, I met with Michael and we discussed what I wanted and I needed for my next position. As a result of that, I'm in a job that I love and my confidence is at an all-time high.
And here are some of our 270 plus 5-star reviews. Now, if you have taken the time to complete this training, you are among a few decisive individuals who not only care about their career, but also are willing to take action to make their dreams come true. So let's do a little exercise here. Find a quiet place and a comfortable position to sit. I want you to close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Imagine what your life will be like once you know how to land that perfect role. Just picture yourself in that role. Now that you have accomplished your goal, what does that mean to you personally? What would be the impact on your loved ones? What are you hearing your boss, your friends, and your family saying about your success? How does that make you feel? Are you getting even more excited to get there? If so, let's get started. First, I'm going to break down the 3 deadly myths that once busted can unleash your energy to speed up your career goals. I will show you a 3-step formula for landing and growing in your dream job. And finally, I'll introduce the ultimate program that helps you achieve those goals. So let's start by debunking the first myth. By the way, if you want to avoid the rush at the end of this course, you can go ahead and book your free career success consultation now. If not, let's continue to the next section.